Christmas. It's Christmas morning. Oh, I've been so excited. Santa Claus, I've been wanting a new football and a remote control car. That's all I've wanted, and I think I'm gonna get it. Oh boy. Steve, where you been? I got this awesome new football from Santa Claus.
And I got this remote control car. Here's one with your name on it, Steve.
But he's got football on the... Look how cool that car is. That's what I wanted. What's this? A Mrs. Potato Head? Mrs. Potato Head? You got football. You got that car. Look how cool that is.
I mean, it's kind of cool,
and
Steve.
I get Mrs. Potato Head. I don't get it. I don't get it, Santa. I was good all year. I did everything you asked, and you give me a Mrs. Potato Head? That's it, Santa Claus. That is it. You dirty, rotten, no good, stinking, smelling... Hello everyone, welcome to this week's edition of Telegraph Herald More Than the Score, presented by Dubuque Bank and Trust and Dubuque Auto Plaza. Happy holidays everyone, I'm your host Steve Ortman, alongside Tim O'Neill. Tim, how is it going?
Pretty good, Steve. How are you?
I'm doing well. Christmas went pretty well at our household. How about you? What'd you get for Christmas?
Well, a whole lot of Cub stuff. It was a very Cubby Christmas.
Ooh, very Cubby
in
Christmas.
the O'Neill
That's good.
family.
Yes. Can you imagine how many Cubs items were purchased this year for Christmas?
Billions. Billions.
I mean, you're probably underestimating. Actually.
That was just the O'Neill Hall.
Yes, folks, we are looking to close things out here in 2016 and move ahead to 2017. It's kind of quiet right now on the sports scene. So this week we're going to take a look ahead as we enter the new year. What stands out to you, Tim, as we enter the second half now? We got boys basketball, girls basketball, wrestling. Things going to start heating up, the second half of the season. We take a look at boys basketball. Any teams that kind of stand out to you that have really been performing well here in the first half, and teams that could really make some noise here now as we enter 2017?
Senior and Cascade really are two on the boys' side in Iowa that stand out. I know you'll know a little bit more about them. What have you seen out of them that really
Well, technically, I to be honest, I actually haven't seen anything out of them because Brendan West is the guy that covers the boys basketball scene. But, ratings are kind of in the toilet when he's on the show. So we just kind of have to make do without him. But we are going to make sure we get him on here soon again because we need to talk some boys basketball. But as far as the Dubuque Senior goes, they're having a fantastic season. They've been ranked most of the season. They only have one loss. They're sitting at 5-1 on the year. Noah Carter Stevens have made a tremendous combination for the Rams this season. Carter is averaging 16 points a game, and Noah is averaging 15 points a game. So they got a great combination there. A lot of great role players, and it's made for a pretty good season for the Rams so far. I think they definitely have some state tournament aspirations, and you mentioned Cascade. Obviously, after the retirement of legendary coach Al Marshall, Jacob Brindle has taken over that team, and they have not missed a beat. They've been ranked. They're having a great first half of the season, and after making it to the state championship game last year, they've got the talent back, and this is a team that's looking to get back down to state again. But now as we kind of turn our attention to girls basketball, certainly some teams in the area have had a great first half to the season, and teams are definitely looking forward to 2017 to keep that momentum going. On the Iowa side, you got to look at Western Dubuque, undefeated on the season. They've made it to 3 straight Class 4A state tournaments. Morgan Pitts, guard on this team. You've got Lindsay Eimers, a freshman guard who's come up and played well. Actually is the daughter of Dubuque Senior boys basketball coach Wendell Eimers, and some other role players have now really stepped up into more key roles, and a team that's really trying to make it four-peat going down to the state tournament. Also, Cascade, Bellevue have been really having great seasons. They're both ranked in Class 2A, and when you look at the Illinois side, Galena, undefeated, won a sectional championship last year, and great players back. Katie Furlong, one of the best players in the area, has been having a great first half, so it'll be interesting to see what comes of the Pirates here in the second half. And we got Tim O'Neill here, so what else are we going to talk about? Wrestling. You look at the first half of the wrestling season, who's been really dominant, and who do you think will be able to carry that over as we turn the calendar page?
Well, Western Dubuque has been really strong in the first half of the season. Hempstead's had a good first half of the season, too, in dual wrestling. As we turn to the second half, you know, there's still obviously a lot of dual meets left, but towards the latter part of the second half of the season, it's going to turn more towards the conference tournaments and sectionals, districts, and the state tournament. So the individual portion of the season, the playoffs, really. So that's going to be the biggest thing to look for, is the push towards the playoffs. I know there's a few more wrestlers out there trying to notch their 100th win. Western Dubuque's Aaron Costello among them. He's one of the top-ranked wrestlers for the Bobcats. So, you know, it's really just building towards that playoff push as far as wrestling.
It should be interesting to see how it plays out here in the next couple months. Now, before we close out 2016, turn our eyes to 2017. I have got a challenge for the tri-state area boys and girls basketball teams, even the wrestling programs. You know, so many times we go to these games and we hear these great pre-game warm-up music being blared on the speakers, and I always think to myself, they're missing out on the greatest music that they could possibly be playing to get you amped up to compete in a sporting event. So I am challenging the boys and girls basketball programs in the tri-state area, as well as the wrestling programs, to allow me to come to your school and run the pre-game warm-up music so you can behold the greatest warm-up music that there is, the Rocky IV soundtrack. Paul, can we get a zoom in on this? We got it? All right, we're zooming in on that? That's right. The Rocky IV soundtrack, folks. You're going to get great songs like Burning Heart, Hearts on Fire, War, Sweetest Victory, and my favorite, No Easy Way Out. Tim, what's your favorite song?
Definitely Eye of the Tiger.
Oh, that's a classic. That's a classic.
Do you want to sing it?
No, I don't. But I tell you what. Okay. It's the eye of the tiger. It's the spirit of the fight. Running up to the challenge of our rivals. Good.
Paul, can we cut?
I can do a karaoke version if you'd like. But I'm laying the challenge down. Let Steve Ortman come to your school, run the warm-up music, and you will get the best possible amp-up music you could ask for to get ready for your game, the Rocky IV soundtrack. Send us a direct message on Twitter at @THSportsFeed and let us know if you're up to the challenge. That's it. I think that's going to do it.
I always like it when they rock out to Godsmack. I'll be sitting there on press row just kind of headbanging a little bit. It's a good time.
All right, well, anyway, that's going to do it for this week's episode of Telegraph Herald More in the Score, presented by Dubuque Bank and Trust and Dubuque Auto Plaza. He's Tim O'Neill. I'm Steve Ortman. And Tim, I think it's safe to say the real lesson coming out of this episode is if you want to get your presents that you really, really want on Christmas, Santa's watching, and you got to be good starting right now.
Or yesterday.
Or yesterday.